Good morning and welcome to the Langdales, Bowfell to be specific, and Crinkle Crags and Pike Blisco. Today the captain and I are going to have a take two on this fantastic mountain, being chased off it by a winter storm previously. So thanks for joining us. You're going to see some of this, some of that, and with a bit of luck, some of the other. Well, as you can see on your maps, it's not difficult to see the first part of this route, band as it's called, that rises up and up and up, going over this first little rise. It's a steady trudge of inlaid stone, which makes it nice and easy. And even 2 minutes in, we get nice views of the Langdale Valley. I think we're going to be in for some good weather today. And as we go along, you're going to see some drone footage like this. Enjoy. Wasn't that amazing? Just a brief glimpse of some of the peaks and the summit. And just as we start to get to the top of Band, or the Band, which is the main route up, we can start to see a little bit of the tumbling cloud as it burns off today as the sun rises. It's been a fantastic route and a complete contrast to the last time we were here, when essentially, like I said, we were chased off the mountain by bad weather. It's still a little hazy in the distance, but the Langdale peaks starting to show off their crags and their buttresses as the sun comes out, and actually gives us a little bit of contrast. So still a bit of a grassy knoll just to skirt around here with the captain, but if you just have a closer look, we can start to see the shadows, the crevices, the cracks, the Lord of the Rings kind of style of this end of Langdales. Fantastic. Well, there we are. Another few metres and the flanks of the main event, Bowfell, start to hove into view, and I can just see the winding path that will go into the saddle between it before we make the main ascent. So weather's holding up, knees are holding up, the captain's holding up, and it's all pretty awesome. So yes, the early part up the Band from the farm at Stool End is a bit of a slog. It is a bit of a plod. But on the plus side, you can turn around as you go along and look at the scenery as you gain more and more height. And talking of gaining more height, that is the first part of today's adventure. Well, it seems Bowfell isn't quite ready to give up its secrets, certainly not from this distance. So, what a shame. It means another plod onto the summit and more awesome views. So, thanks for joining us. Let's see what we find in our next section. Walk along the shoulder and up actually onto Bowfell. Fantastic. Well, there we are at the saddle, just before the final ascent, and as you can see, clouds closed in a bit. It was forecast to clear about 12 o'clock and it's 11:30, so a spot of lunch on the summit, but not going to see anything with a drone other than cloud, so I'm going to press onto the summit. We'll see you there. just keep going. But I have to say, I slog up this blasted place of rock and I fell with a bad attitude. Certainly a different vibe from earlier. Just see over that next lip, probably the start of the summit. So onwards, see what we find. But after being lovely and warm in the valley, I think it's going to be big coats on for a spot of lunch. This really is jaw-droppingly impressive place. It really is. The last part is an absolute slog. I mean, you've got to earn it if you're going to come this way. You're going to summit one of the biggest, gnarliest, brutal mountains in the area. You know, this isn't Melbreck with a grassy tuft at the top, or Snowdon with its Costa coffee and its train. The absolute stillness of Bowfell. The summit's just behind the camera, just up there. We're going to go and plonk ourselves down there, but we just thought we'd give you a taste. So that's 2 out of 2 denied any kind of view. But what an amazing place. Look at these thrusting out the grounds. Look at this, like an absolute shoved out the ground during the volcanic era, pushed to the surface. You can even see the strata in them. It's amazing. Fantastic. And the rest is a violent jumble of, it's almost that scene from Lord of the Rings, or is it The Hobbit, where the mountain giants are fighting and they're broken to pieces. Just here it looks like obviously the mountain's been almost struck, punched in the jaw as it were, and broken teeth almost littering the place. It's amazing. Look at that big slab. Wonderful. So it is a privilege. We've put the effort in, but what an amazing place. So at this stage it's almost like some kind of holy pilgrimage. We're just looking at the holy relics to guide us to the altar of the mountain, as it were. But it is, we can just see it as a silhouette in the mist. You think, why are we doing this? If not to, it's almost, you've promised yourself you'll get to the top of the mountain. We didn't last time, we got just short in a little bit over there near those slabs of rock, but here, this really is the last few steps where we can obviously then pay homage to the might of Bowfell. I can imagine this being quite tricky in really bad weather, Captain. The light is terrible for trying to show you what we're seeing, but there we go. Thank you, Bowfell. It's certainly fitting for a big brute of a mountain to have the summit not fluffy grass and a nice trig point, but more tumble jumble blasted rock that's been pushed from the earth. Like this stuff here, that's just been pushed vertically out of it. Well, there we go. 902 metres. Views 10 metres. So anyway, it's time to get a cuppa and we'll join you after a bit of a break where we go on to Crinkle Crags. Well, thanks for joining us. Bowfell, 902 metres. Obviously, again, nothing to see just like last time, but unlike last time, we weren't chased off the summit with an icy squall, so we weren't in fear of our lives, were we, Captain? So, cross our fingers, back down to the saddle, Crinkle Crags, Pike of Blisco, and then back to tea and medals, would you say? Yep. Okay, thanks for joining us. If you've liked it so far, click the link at the bottom, do it yourself. Thank you. Well, there we go, Bowfell, as we head towards Crinkle Crags now, still unwilling to give up its summit and any views. So a bit of a shame, but there's still plenty to be seen. Scafell in the distance and Crinkle Crags ahead. Awesome. Our way lies ahead in that direction with the clouds scudding. Look at them go across the horizon, absolutely maddening. We can just see a glint of the coast, and just in front of you there, I'll mark on the screen Scafell Pike and Scafell itself and the other parts of the massif. So, and then Bowfell, wind's got up, finally been made to get rid of that cluster of clouds. She's given up her views, but she didn't want to do it with us, and we've found our own way to enjoy what we're seeing, which is Crinkle Crags. So further, so one foot in front of the other, carry on with the wind and the views and the sky, and just the feeling of being alive in such a place. Fantastic. What a day. Day of complete contrast, the stillness and the quiet in the morning with the sun, and now howling wind. Maybe you can still hear me, and the sunshine coming and going. Amazing. I feel I can get every corner of the Lake District from here. So there we are, goodbye Crinkle Crags, and we certainly got pretty much crinkled over those crags. Sore knees, bit of pain relief, certainly on board. As the captain makes his way down, we're going to set ourselves on the way to Pike of Blisco. Not sure how long that'll take. We've certainly gone from the saddle next to Bowfell and across the crags in about an hour and a half. We certainly haven't been tanking along. We also sidestep the bad step because I don't think we can climb down that, so cloud base has certainly lifted a little bit and things are awesome. And distance remaining 5.5k, which will take us over Pint of Bisto or Pike of Blisco, whatever it's called. So yep, more awesome scenery as we sort of move into the later part of the afternoon. What we've got to look forward to is a gentle mooch back to the car after coming off Pint of Bisto, and then a pub meal of some type.